Guidelines is leaving some people confused on the new quarantine and isolation requirements. News 3's Joe Rahana spoke with local health officials on when to test, when to stay home, and when it's safe to end your quarantine.
COVID-19 testing sites are overwhelmed as the highly contagious Omicron variant is spreading. Jackson County is reporting its highest 7-day period since the start of the pandemic. And changes to the quarantine guidelines is leaving some in our region a little confused. Southern 7 Community Outreach Coordinator Nathan Ryder says the easy way to look at it is think 5 plus 5.
So we're going to look at 5 days of quarantine or isolation, depending on whether you're just a close contact or whether you do actually have a positive COVID test. You're going to isolate or quarantine for 5 days. Then what happens after those 5 days, that changes a little bit just based on your circumstances.
If you were in close contact with somebody who tested positive for COVID-19, but you don't have any symptoms, on day 5, you can return to your regular routine, wearing a mask for the next 5 days.
If you can't wear a mask for 5 days, you're going to have to quarantine for longer.
If you have tested positive for COVID-19, the same 5 days of quarantine plus 5 days of strict mask wearing when you're around other people is required. Ryder says 2 years in, much more is now known about combating the virus.
When the pandemic started, we were in emergency crisis mode, and what we knew would work is a 2-week isolation or quarantine period to hopefully prevent the spread of that virus.
Health officials now understand the COVID-19 infection period much better, leading to the recent changes. Joe Rahana reporting, News 3.